This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about A.J. Brown. Is his real beef with Kevin Patullo? I will go over that. Also, we got to talk about Nakobe Dean. He's been balling. And Moro Ojomo, just smart, man. Just a smart guy. But let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we get into the main topics, and just before I shot this video, I got a couple notifications that Jaire Alexander contemplating retirement due to his physical and also due to him mentally. Now, I could talk about, us in the comments. Y'all was going after me, this, that, and the third. We had our back and forth about Jaire Alexander, the trade. I was like, I don't think we should have did that. A lot of you guys attacked me and said we should have done it because such and such, such and such. But I won't talk about that. The reason why I won't talk about that because I'm saying pray for the brother. I'm gonna say that for sure. When I hear mentally, I'm like, you know what? This is just not the time to like talk about football. Step away. Well, we're gonna talk about football a little bit, meaning his career. We're talking about his first couple years in the league. Well, since he's been with Green Bay, besides the last year, he's been a top tier cornerback. He's top 5, and then knee injury. Green Bay's like, you know what, just ain't worth it. They've been shopping him for like 2 years. He go to Baltimore. He had one of his worst games of his career. Baltimore gave up on him and then traded to the Eagles. And then even the Eagles are saying, like, we just don't think he's ready yet. And now it comes to this, whereas though it's like, you know what, physically get ready and need like a mental break. Now we just seen what Marshawn Nealon was going through from the Cowboys. God rest his soul. You just don't want a situation like that to happen again, if you get what I'm saying. So I would say just pray for him. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he can bounce back. I know a lot of us saying, can we get our picks back, this, that, and the third. I don't want to talk about that. But I just hope the brother's okay. I hope the guy is okay. Praying for you, Jaire Alexander. Hopefully you come back strong, better than ever. Get to that top tier form. And we're not talking about a guy that's 35, 36, whereas though I could be like, man, look, you're 35, 36. Hang it up, man. We're talking about a guy 28, 29, who probably should have had another 2, 3 good years of prime football, playing in his prime. Just ended shortly due to injury. And we're talking about a guy that is actually from Philadelphia. Football probably was his mail ticket to, feed his family. So again, man, we're not going to talk about the football stuff with Jaire Alexander, what's been going on with him the past couple games, past couple years. All I can say, we praying for you, man. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully you come back strong. If not, you hang it up, enjoy retirement, and bounce back. Bounce back here, man. Clear this, man. I'm a big guy on mental. You don't got your mental, you don't got basically nothing, man. You got to be right, because if you're not right mentally, nothing can help. All right? So let's talk about A.J. Brown. Let's talk about A.J. Brown a little bit. Being a great teammate. A lot of people don't talk about A.J. Brown being a great teammate. But he spoke about Saquon, big receptions. And he talked about Devontae Smith, big touchdown. And let me play this clip.
How do you balance being happy that you beat a really good Packers team on the road with the frustration of leaving some meat on the bone as an offense?
I wouldn't say it's about being happy or frustrated or anything. I think it's just coming to work with the mindset of just getting better.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do.
What makes Devontae so good? Contested catches.
The safety on my side didn't budge. He was locked in on me, and so it was freed up Devontae. You got me calling him Devontae. Yeah, freed up Smitty. Freed up Smitty on like the street. He caught him, made a play.
On Saquon's touchdown, the block you made, or I'm sorry, not his touchdown, on his big run to make that run happen. Is that a part of your game that you think goes unnoticed at times?
I don't know if it goes unnoticed, but that's a part of like my job. So I got to block. And I think I don't. That's not really like something I should be highlighted for. I think that's something Saquon should be, because he made the guy miss and and went down the sideline. So
Jalen with the big throw late for the touchdown. What's it say about him that he can pretty consistently make those big plays late when you guys need him?
He read the defense right at the right time, and he pulled the trigger at the right time, and Smitty made the play.
I really like what he said about Saquon. He said, like, look, man, the highlights haven't been on me blocking. That's my job. But you should really be talking about Saquon breaking that tackle, gaining the 41 yards. And shout out to A.J. Brown. Got a smile on his face. He don't look disgruntled at all. He probably is, maybe. But, it just wasn't his day. It was just a lot. It was a lot of double team. Their game plan was, if we take AJ out, if we take Saquon out, which Saquon could have had a bigger game, Micah Parsons tripping, but literally like tripped him. And that didn't work. That didn't work because Devontae Smith is still a Heisman winning wide receiver in this league. And he's still young and he's still in his prime. So Devontae Smith can beat you. So shout out to Devontae Smith just having that year we expect him to have. And he's hitting the stride. He's hitting the stride right now. And at some point, teams probably going to take the focus off A.J. Brown. Like, we need to watch Smitty, and I bet you that's when A.J. Brown go off. That's the formula to this team, man. And let's keep it on A.J. Brown. Let's get into the main topics. Let's talk about A.J. Brown, right? I think the real beef, this is my theory, is with Kevin Patullo. Because that play at the end of the game, I heard the explanation. And when I heard the explanation, it actually made me happy, but mad at the same time. What do I mean by that? Happy because I don't think Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, whatever friction we think is going on, I don't think it's as big as we think it is. I really, really don't. Because the explanation, I'm just play the clip by the Fanatic.
A lot of people, rightfully so, critical of the Eagles' decision to go for it on a 4th and 6 with only 30 seconds left in the game at the Green Bay Packers 35-yard line. When the ball got snapped and Jalen Hurts threw a bomb to A.J. Brown down the left sideline, I was shocked. I was furious. I said, that is a terrible decision. However, right before I came on the air, I have been told by multiple reliable sources that AJ and Jalen went rogue again.
What?
If you remember correctly, Seattle Seahawks game 2023, Sirianni came up to the podium, said it was his decision. We found out weeks later from AJ himself. Coach made himself look like a clown. That was me and Jalen going rogue. They did it again. And that is not opinion. That has been confirmed. Now, what I cannot confirm, if they didn't go rogue in that situation, what was the plan? Were you going to take a penalty and punt? Or did you just have another play called that wasn't that? I don't know the answer to that. But I do know AJ and Jalen went rogue again, and that is a problem, Ricky. That is a big problem.
So that was they play. That was between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. And even Devontae Smith said, like, look, that was between 1 and 11. That was their thing. The coach is going to take blame, but once insiders and guys start talking, that was a Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown thing. It was the same thing that happened in the Seattle game. Trust me, it pissed me off in the moment. I'm like, you're trying to lose this game. But when I heard the explanation, I'm like, oh, okay, so those two are talking. Some ain't right with the play calling, with getting AJ involved. And Jalen Hurts being the great teammate he is, he like, you know what? I'm going to at least try to feed him. It feel like this game wrapped up. I'm going to at least try to feed him, at least try to get my guy a touchdown. He tried to keep his guy happy, because if he really just didn't care, that would have never been drawn up. So it lets me know Jalen Hurts still care about his guy. He still care about his guy production on the field. I don't know what they doing off the field, but on the field, he really cares about what A.J. Brown care about, numbers and also winning. And he tried to feed him, but it just didn't work. But don't do that again, man. Don't do that again. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm coping with it. But my thing is with the real beef with Kevin Patullo, because I don't think Kevin Patullo know how to use A.J. Brown. As crazy as that sound, I don't think Kevin Patullo know how to use A.J. Brown. I mean, we had Brian Johnson. He definitely knew how to use A.J. Brown, but I just don't know. I look at the film and the tape. It don't look like A.J. Brown lost a step, but it looked like A.J. Brown routes are very predictable. I would say that for sure. But, I just don't think he know how to use them. He don't know how to get – teams are doubling A.J. Brown, but he don't know how to move him in the slot. Just move him around. Confuse the defense. He's your number one guy. Get him going. But, I guess he just don't know how to use them. And hopefully Kevin Patullo figure that out. All right, so let's get into the next topic. Let's transition to the defensive side of the ball. Nakobe Dean. I know we've been talking about Phillips. We've been talking about the D-line in general. But I had to get my guy Nakobe Dean, show him some love because he was the highest graded defensive guy on the field. And these were some of the numbers. So he had 6 solo tackles, which led the team, a tackle for a loss, a forced fumble, a sack, and a 90.1 grade. And that was the highest in the game, not just the team, the game. And he only played 65% of the snaps because he's sharing snaps with Jaire Campbell. Now, Nakobe Dean, you just as surprised as I am, let's be honest. When we seen Jaire Campbell, he's like, damn, I don't know how Nakobe Dean gonna get on the field. And if he do, he ain't taking Jaire Campbell's spot. Shit, we was wrong. And Jaire Campbell is still having a good year when he's on the field. It's just that we got a good problem. We got a good problem in the linebacker room. I would say Trotter probably could start for at least 8 teams in this league. So you 3 linebackers in between Nakobe Dean, who could obviously start for most teams in the NFL, Jaire Campbell, who obviously could start for most teams in the NFL, and then you got Trotter, who could start for a few teams in the NFL, and then we know Bond could start for every team in the NFL. I mean, I pray for times like this. To have a linebacker room. Every time or every year, I remember even 2017 when we won the Super Bowl, did we really take the linebacker core serious? Not really. Even when we had Kazir White and who else? Dang, I can't remember who else. Kazir White. Freak. Why it's slipping my mind. It's slipping my mind. But even that linebacker core, TJ Edwards, my guy TJ Edwards, who's balling in Chicago. But even when you look at them, they no match to this linebacker core who we got now. So, yeah, man, Nakobe Dean, keep balling, keep cooking. But we got to get into this last topic, Moro Ojomo. I mean, Moro Ojomo is very, very smart. So I was watching the Green Bay Packers press conference, and it's funny how algorithms work because I was watching it, and I seen Josh Jacobs say this.
As a runner, it don't never feel good. I mean, whenever they know what we doing, they'll never feel good because it changed my mind on how I'm gonna run the ball. If we just being honest, it makes me kind of like guess what I'm gonna do. And obviously, people are smart. If we got cold words or whatever, you hear it a few times, like you gonna eventually react to it. I mean that's football, but yeah, I mean it's never a good feeling.
How did it change the way you ran on that play?
They called it out. We called our play. They said inside zone. It's coming right here. So I kind of like didn't want to run right there, But yeah, that's just how I played out.
I'm like, I wonder who called that out. And my first thought was Nakobe Dean. But when I play this clip, listen to Moro Ojomo.
Game right now comes down to a 4th down and 1. It's Jacobs. Flag flies. Jacobs is brought down, and the ball was out. Jalen.
Inside zone. He was pointing the way Josh Jacobs was going to run, But when Josh Jacobs realized Moro Ojomo called it out, he tried to cut back in the other hole. And then, Jalen Phillips forced a fumble recovery. We know how the game ends. But what I'm saying is that Moro Ojomo, let me say it. He's better than Milton Williams. And y'all know I love Milton Williams. But man, Moro Ojomo is better than Milton Williams. And Milton Williams is having a great year. But this is the one I will say Howie Roseman was right on. Because I think if we keep Josh Sweat, we don't trade for Jalen Phillips. And I think we'll be perfectly fine with Josh Sweat. But I love Jalen Phillips, younger, upside. What I'm saying is that Howie Roseman made a mistake letting Josh Sweat walk, thinking Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt could do the job. But what he was right about is letting Mel Williams get his $100 million. Congratulations. Moro Ojomo was the next guy up. And the Eagles going to have a tough decision to make. I know a lot of you guys don't like when I say this. Y'all be like, well, the contracts is due this day, this year, that year. What I'm saying about Moro Ojomo and Jordan Davis is that you're going to have to make a decision who you're going to pay the most money to, who's going to take a pay cut, who's going to be satisfied with taking a pay cut, because Moro Ojomo is really good. And I'm looking at the guys behind him. I don't think we get that same production replaced like that from either guy. Somebody going to have to take a pay cut. And what if both of them don't want to do that? We got to pick between the two. We know Jalen Carter's going to be here to stay. You can't pay 3 defensive tackles. Somebody will have to hit the road, or somebody going to take a deep pay cut. I don't know. I can't even debate that right now because I know what Jordan Davis bring. Run stuffer. He's been getting a lot better in pass rushing. Moro Ojomo, obviously intelligent on the field. He's a pass rusher and run stuffer as well, just not at the level of Jordan Davis with the run stuffing. We're going to have a tough decision to make, but right now, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. And before I wrap this one up, I'm not letting you escape this video, Jordan Mailata. You were ass. I mean, I seen you fall to your knees. Bruh, so many false starts, so many holds. I get it, you're dealing with Micah Parsons, but this been a continuous thing. Jordan Mailata has been ass. And I meant to bring that up in my last video, but I was so goddamn sleepy shooting that video 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. I forgot to talk about Jordan Mailata. He's been bad. You're not escaping this video. You're not. I didn't get the numbers yet on you. I'm going to get them numbers, bro. You were terrible. You were terrible. The eye test tell me you couldn't block work for shit, bro. You kept false starting, bro. We not talking about a rookie right now. We talking about you, Jordan Mailata. You got to be better. And I hate to go in on Jordan Mailata because y'all know how much I love Jordan Mailata. I love Jordan Mailata, man. But he's been a disappointment, man. Disappointed. Eagle Owl's disappointed in Jordan Mailata. Gotta play better. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Jordan Mailata, A.J. Brown, Jaire Alexander, we praying for you, man. This is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.